Slam champion Maria Sharapova was once the #1 player in women's tennis and the highest paid female athlete in the world until she was suspended for using a banned substance in 2016. But she just made an impressive return to the court at the U.S. Open, so please welcome author of the new memoir, Unstoppable, My Life So Far, Maria Sharapova. You're 6'2". I was just going to say, she's with heels.
She's wearing high heels.
Yes.
So you're not 6'2" with flats?
Oh, I am.
I
am.
She's even taller.
I say I'm 6'1", but it doesn't work.
Don't those shoes like ruin your tennis game? I mean,
I rarely wear them. It's just for special occasions.
Like this.
Yes, exactly.
Ask you just competed at the U.S. Open right here in New York City. Congratulations. That was your first Grand Slam tournament since the suspension, but before being defeated in the 4th round, you beat Simone Halep, who was ranked the #2 player in the world. So what did that mean to you?
Well, that first Monday of the tournament, and I hadn't played in the U.S. Open for a few years because of the suspension and also because I was injured in the previous year. So it was my first time on Arthur Ashe Stadium in a few years, and I was so emotional. Once I knew the draw and I knew I was going to play the #2 player in the world, I was just laser focused. I got the videos out of our previous matches and I started watching and visualizing, and once I won that match, it was just, I don't know, I felt so proud to be back out there that I worked really hard to get to that winning position and did it.
So you start your book off with this so-called doping scandal that she referred to in the introduction, and it resulted in 15-month suspension for you, which you obviously came back from. Look at you now. But you were devastated by that in the beginning, weren't you? But you say it was an honest mistake. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, I really was. You know, sometimes you feel like, you know, you have won Grand Slams. I've been #1 in the world. I've been through so many amazing things, and it's like everything is just taken away from me from one day to another. And you know, you face injuries and you face other things. And as an athlete, it was one of the toughest things that I've had to come through. And I speak about it very openly in the book. And you know, it was a very vulnerable moment as well. I mean, sharing so much of your life is already a vulnerability because you open up to so many people, but especially this experience. And it took a while for me to want to put those words onto paper. And once I did, I just realized like vulnerability is a strength. It's powerful, especially for a woman.
But you said, but the drug that you were using was legal at some point, am I right?
Every year before.
Legal.
And then what happened?
It was illegal, right? So it was illegal for the 3 weeks in January, and I had tested at the end of January, and had become illegal on January 1st, and I had no idea.
You didn't know,
but it was something you had been taking. Like,
it had been taken for years. I hadn't gotten approval for it. A doctor had given to me. It was a supplement that is very commonly used in Eastern Europe. My grandmother takes it.
What's it for?
I took it because I was getting health problems when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
I was getting irregular EKGs. I was getting sick very often, and here we are.
It helped you?
No, oh gosh.
It didn't help you?
No, it didn't help me.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it did.
No, but you think about the idea that if you've been taking something for so many years, you wouldn't maybe flag yourself to the newest regulations. So in a way, it's like the fine print changed, and it gets you like that.
It really did.
It's such a
literally from one day to the next.
Well, oh, sorry.
I was just saying, what do you say to the people that are now saying, well, the only reason you were #1 in the world, the only reason that you were so dominant is because you were taking a supplement?
But was it an upper?
I think
is the drug an upper? I don't know what the drug is.
Yeah, I think it's such an interesting thing because when something is legal for so many years and you take it once during the period of time that it wasn't, and then people are able to say that, then that's not fact. So, you know, it was what it was. I went through it, I cut through it, and I found myself playing at the U.S. Open. So
could be jealousy.
Well, you're not on anything now, and you just beat the second best, so there's your proof.
You also beat Serena Williams at Wimbledon in 2004 when you were just 17 years old, and you've been epic rivals ever since. And one of the stories you write about in the book, you talk about how you come into the locker room and you had seen Serena crying. And why was that pivotal, and where do you guys stand today?
The whole experience of playing Serena as a 17-year-old girl was incredible, because I grew up practicing at an academy in Florida for so many years, and I watched Serena and Venus practice at the academy. I mean, hundreds of spectators were watching, and it was like literally I was just watching the next 25 years of my life right in front of me unknowingly. And then you find yourself at 17 across the net from her, and it was like someone just put me inside a TV screen and said, here you are, you got a chance to play against Serena. And it was our second meeting, and the first one, I mean, we just played a few months beforehand. I lost easily. I thought it would take me years to get to her level. I mean, she was way above and beyond my level at the time. And so playing against her, I mean, she was a two-time defending champion, and I speak about that rivalry in the book because that match was a huge part of my life and my career. It's where it all started for me, and that it started right there on center court and the experience afterward.
When you talk about the locker room specifically, how you walked in and you naturally see someone upset after that,
it's a tough moment, because there's 100 and something players in the draw, and at the end of it, it's a small locker room, and it's just you and your opponent, and no one from your entourage is allowed in there, and it's difficult. And I sensed during the match, because I had nothing to lose as a 17-year-old. I mean, Serena had all the pressure on her hands. She was the defending champion coming into the tournament, and so I really did sense that she had something to lose in that match, and her level dropped. I mean, she's usually someone in the second set, if she's down, she picks it right up, and she didn't.
Let me ask you this, because
she did later.
She certainly did. And as I say, like, she's owned me.
Well, let me ask you this, because you're receiving a lot of flack from the African-American community from the way you described her in the book. You say she had thick legs and thick arms. What do you say to people that are saying, why would you use those terms in describing your opponent?
You have to understand that I'm speaking from the image of being a 17-year-old girl and seeing Serena Williams turn to me for the first time. I mean, I wasn't physically developed at all. I mean, I did not belong at a Wimbledon final, and so everything about her presence was intimidating to me.
Also, white people have thick legs and thick arms, too. I
could show you a set if you want.
I mean, how about white people have flabby arms?
I've got a thick booty, so I don't know.
So for you, essentially, you're Russian by birth, right? But you grew up in the States, am I right?
I moved when I was 6½ with my father.
Yes. And you say that one of the greatest honors that you had was carrying the flag for your home country, Mother Russia, at the 2012 Olympics. You're the first woman to ever do that for them, aren't you? So,
I feel like we're heading into a joke.
No. You should feel that anytime she opens her mouth.
When we get to Russia.
I was just wondering, do you know Vladimir Putin?
I do not. Do you want me to?
No. I thought if you could talk to him about Trump, maybe,
Okay, well, I don't think that's a great idea. Not a great idea.
You tried. Well, thanks to Maria Sharapova. Her book, Unstoppable, is out today. And guess what? Everyone in the audience is going home with the copy.